Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Dennis Khrulov, with our forecaster for tonight, David Guerrero. So recently, we've been having warm temperatures here in State College. Do you have anything more to add on to that?
Well, the warm temperatures have been affecting with precipitation. We've been seeing a lot of rain, and we'll continue to see rain for the next few days. But I've heard some interesting topics about nature in the news for tonight. What are your stories?
Oh, for sure. They're pretty interesting. I'll have a story on a rare tropical cyclone that developed in the northern Atlantic Ocean and 2 tornado touchdowns that happened in a rare part of the country for this time of the year. David, do you have anything to add to the stories?
Well, I have some interesting topics. So I'm going to cover the recent floodings in California caused by the extratropical cyclone, and then I'll be talking about how laser beams can divert lightning.
Those are 2 definitely interesting stories. So right up into next, our first nature in the news. The ongoing warm January across the country has led to 2 rare tornado touchdowns. And guess what state? Georgia, North Carolina? Nope, it was in Iowa. On Monday afternoon, 2 rare tornadoes touched down. The first tornado touched down in Iowa County, Iowa, which is located near Williamsburg, Iowa. It led to damage to cattle shelters and a few farms. As of the recent update, the National Weather Service has rated this tornado as an EF1 with 90-mile-per-hour winds. The tornado was on the ground for 8 minutes and was on the ground also for as long as a distance of 5 miles. An additional tornado touched down in Lynn County. However, since the tornado was only touching down in a field, there was no observable damage, which means it has been given a rating on EF0, which is a rating given to tornadoes that do not cause damage to be rated. Temperatures and moisture were rather marginal in Iowa during this tornado event. However, there was enough dynamics in the lower and upper parts of the atmosphere which led to tornado genesis. More severe weather is possible across central and eastern portions of the United States over the next few days, which may spawn a few more isolated tornadoes. Also, this was the first tornado touchdown in Iowa in the month of January in nearly 6 decades.
Ever since their creation from Benjamin Franklin, lightning rods have been the most common form of protection against lightning. The meter-long poles uses the conductive properties of metal to effectively lure away lightning from the buildings and people. While effective, the limitation of size prevents these rods from protecting large areas. In the past, there were no other known alternatives to lightning rods. However, that might change, as scientists in Sweden believe to have found an effective replacement. In a recent experiment by the scientists, a laser was mounted on top of a telecommunications tower in the Swedish Alps. By setting up the laser with an electrical conductive pathway, the laser was able to intercept and redirect the lightning towards the tower. The tower was hit by lightning 4 times, with one of the strikes occurring during relatively clear skies. Through multiple high-speed cameras, the laser was recorded to have redirected the lightning's path by 50 meters. While effective, some challenges arise over the potential use in the future. One of the main concerns is the potential of interfering with flights, as lasers may blind pilots in the sky. If scientists overcome this obstacle, then this creation may prove extremely beneficial in decreasing the damage caused by lightning strikes.
And a system centered over the northern Atlantic Ocean was designated as Invest 90L late Monday afternoon with winds of 60 miles per hour. Since it was not a warm core storm, the National Hurricane Center avoided giving it an official name. An invest is a specific term meteorologists use to identify areas of low pressure that may lead to tropical development. In the near term, the current temperature anomalies across the northern Atlantic are well above average, which led to the formation of the system. However, they will be cool enough that would not lead to additional development. Waves of 20 feet were recorded, which is a hazard for any nearby traveling ships. The tropical invest made landfall in Newfoundland, Canada early Wednesday morning, bringing high winds, heavy rainfall, and rough seas. Parts of the system extended into portions of Maine, which helped to bring snowfall and light ice accretion across portions of the state. During post-tropical reanalysis, the National Hurricane Center may analyze the storm and determine if any tropical characteristics were to be found, which may give the storm a more official designation in the tropical record database.
As the weather in California begins to calm, the aftermath of the storms can still be felt as thousands of homes were estimated to have serious damage. Multiple roadways continue to be closed as a result of collapsed hillsides and uprooted trees. Out of the 58 counties in the state, 41 of them have reported moderate to severe damage. This comes as a result of an onslaught of storms and heavy rain called atmospheric rivers. This phenomenon is known to transport water vapor from the tropics towards areas in the mid-latitudes, hence the name river. With the combination of strong winds and high amounts of water vapor, this created the opportunity for extreme rainfall and flooding. In addition to this extreme flooding, the dry conditions caused by the prolonged drought made the areas affected by the cyclone prone to mudslides. Northern California experienced the worst of the cyclone, as cities such as Oakland and San Francisco had the highest totals of rainfall. In the span of 22 days, San Francisco was reported to have experienced over 13.5 inches of rain, making it the wettest 22-day period since 1862. With the extensive damage caused by flooding and mudslides, it will take several months until the state fully recovers. Well, we should see a nice end to the week with precipitation possible for Sunday. But in regards for Friday, we'll see a low pressure system that affected us Thursday leave towards the Atlantic Ocean. Lake effect snow will be present for the Erie region. Snow will cover most of the New York area. But in regards to State College, isolated showers from the low pressure system will be possible for Friday. Now for Saturday, high pressure will dominate, giving us mostly cloudy conditions for most of the Northeast. But the real story here is a low pressure system brewing in the south that will directly affect us for Sunday, giving us rain and snow for that day. States south of Pennsylvania will have a safe bet to see rain, and areas north of State College will have a safe bet to see snow. Now, a quick recap of the forecast. For Friday, we'll see temperatures at 39 degrees. Chances of rain showers from that low pressure system we'll see that for Friday. Then for Friday night, 29 degrees, overcast conditions. High pressure will then dominate the area, giving us temperatures at 36 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. For Saturday night, 25 degrees, seasonably cold. Temperature will drop a little bit. But the real story here is that low pressure system bringing us the precipitation, rain, and snow. And the snow, for those of you who wanted snow because we haven't seen it for the past weeks, there you go. Your wish has been made. Now, up next, Connor will introduce myself and Dennis Khrulov to the Whether or Not team.
As we begin the next chapter of Whether or Not, we're excited to bring on two new presenters to the fold. These presenters bring talent and new excitement to our show. And we are looking forward to all the new memories and great content that we can produce here on Whether or Not. Our first new presenter is David Guerrero from Houston, Texas. David, welcome.
Thank you, Connor. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, what got you into weather in the first place?
So my weather journey started with a fear. So I had a big fear of tornadoes. If I saw a dark cloud, I'd start crying and hiding. But that made me research tornadoes, and it made me fascinated with the phenomenon. My interest waned a little bit in middle school, but right around Hurricane Harvey, I got back into it. I remembered my passion, and here I am.
As someone who's also inspired by an event, I can relate to that a little bit. So what are you excited to learn during your time on Whether or Not?
Well, I'm excited to improve my communication skills, especially in broadcasting, and also making great friends.
Awesome. And I guess to wrap up, how do you feel that you're going to be able to use the skills that you learn here to further yourself and further your career?
Well, I feel like the more comfortable I am in front of the camera, in front of the teleprompter, just not researching, but repeating forecasts, doing it, practicing, I feel like that's the #1 way to become a great meteorologist.
Well, that is a great answer, and we are very excited to have you here on the show, and I think everyone else at home can agree with that. And our second new presenter joining us is Dennis Khrulov from Charleroi, PA, just outside of Pittsburgh. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on the show.
Excited for you as well. It's nice to have another Western Pennsylvanian on the show with us. So what got you into weather in the first place?
So it was back during the winter of 2009 and 2010. In February of 2010, southwest Pennsylvania reached over 40 inches of snow in a short period of time. I'm not sure if you know, it's the snow megadon they refer to, where there was like 3 back-to-back-to-back snowstorms, and that helped to spark my interest in meteorology. And then 2 years later, in June of 2012, the Mid-Atlantic derecho went through my area, which helped to even greater spark my interest and get me interested into severe weather.
I think I actually vividly remember both of those events. I don't live too far away from you. So yeah, I do remember those quite vividly. So while you're on the Weather or Not, while you have this opportunity, what do you hope to learn from this experience?
From this experience, I hope to learn more broadcast skills and get more comfortable just being in front of the green screen, and of course hosting shows. I'm a little nervous about it, but I think throughout the next 2 semesters I'll learn a lot of knowledge and get, again, more comfortable with just weather forecasting on the broadcast portion of meteorology.
There's so much to learn. It's such a valuable experience that we have here, and we're so lucky to have this. And what do you hope to do with these skills, once we're done with Weather or Not? How do you hope to further your career?
So for my career, I hope, again, to get more comfortable with the broadcast side of things, so when I potentially land a job in about 2 or 3 years, I can just go straight into it with having no real concerns. Again, just being comfortable doing it.
We're very excited to have you. With both of our presenters, we have whole new horizons that we can reach with this next new exciting chapter of Weather or Not. We hope you are here for us along the ride. Stay tuned for more.
Now, even with the eventful day on Sunday regarding precipitation, we should start off the week with some rain showers for Monday. Now, a quick recap for the weekend. We should see temperatures at 39 degrees, low will be at 29. For Saturday, high pressure will dominate, with giving us mostly cloudy conditions. Temperatures will drop a little bit to 36 degrees. Then for Sunday, the main story, which we'll see that low pressure system giving us that snow and rain, temperatures will increase a little bit to 38 degrees. Now for the extended forecast, we should see Monday start off with temperatures around 34 degrees. Some rain showers lingering on from that low pressure system that will head off to the Atlantic seaboard. Then for Tuesday, we should see the highest temperatures from that week, with it being at 38 degrees, mostly cloudy conditions. Then we'll have a quick rainmaker on Wednesday. Temperatures will start decreasing after Tuesday, as we will see the lowest temperatures on Thursday, as it will be 30 degrees.
And now for your Weather Whiz quiz. What is the average January snowfall for State College? A, 9.6 inches. B, 11.3 inches. C, 14.8 inches. Or D, 19.4 inches. If you guessed B, you are correct. The average January snowfall for State College is 11.3 inches.
Well, I wish that we could see more snow because we've only had half an inch so far of the year. Hopefully Sunday starts to give us more snow and starts to count more inches towards that rain, the snowfall total.
Yeah, so hopefully we do see more snow on Sunday. So thank you again for joining us on this Weather or Not show, and stay tuned next week for another show.